I want to ask you a question. How old were you when your first time happened? No, I'm not talking about a sexual encounter. I'm talking about the first time that you ever decided to pick up a cigarette. Did you know that just picking up that one cigarette is just as addicting as any other drug that's out there? We hear all the addictions of heroin and crack and meth going on right now, but do we ever stop to realize that the little tobacco cigarette that several people smoke several times a day is so addicting that it controls their life? Have you ever seen the commercial on TV that's got the little guy, and he's telling the big guy, hey, right now, we're going to do it right now. Stop what you're doing. We're going to do this right now. And then at the end of the commercial, you see him roll up and you see the guy smoking him because he's the cigarette and he has control over his life. He controls what time they go smoke. He controls when they stop, when they take a break. Smoking cigarettes really grasps your life and it controls every aspect of your life. I personally don't smoke, but I know several people that do. And I can remember just sitting down to eat a simple dinner. And as soon as they're done, they jump up from the table and they go smoke. Now most of the days do that. Back whenever I was a child, my parents would sit there at the table and smoke while everyone else was eating. We never once really stopped to think about what it was doing to other people around us when we were smoking. So speaking of what it does to us, smoking can lead to several diseases, such as asthma, several different types of cancer, diabetes. It can cause gum disease in your mouth, heart disease. It even affects people that's living with HIV. The thing that I found most shocking was that it can affect your vision and cause you to go blind. Not once have I ever stopped and thought about someone smoking around me or myself smoking and me going blind because of it. I was doing some research online, and if you go to www.quit.com, they say on there that if you quit smoking, that it will definitely lower the risk of any of these diseases, and it can add years to your life. Not only is it going to add years to your life, it's going to help you breathe better, it's going to help you look better, your skin's going to look younger, it's going to look healthier, it's going to allow you the freedom of your own life without worrying about when you're going to smoke. Some other things that's going to add to that is you're not going to have that smoky smell in your clothes anymore. I know my mom, whenever I was a child, she would carry around a little bottle of perfume with her, and everywhere we went, she would always spray herself down before we went into the store or into someone's house to visit them. And that's because she smoked and she knew that that smell was on her. It's going to add more money to your pocket. How much money do you spend on average of cigarettes? What? They run about $4 a pack. If you smoked one pack a day, 7 days a week, that's $28 a week that you're spending. Think of what you could do with $28. I just filled my gas tank up this morning with $25. So that's a gas tank a week that I could be putting in my car instead of hurting myself and the people around me. This is also going to give you a quieter night's sleep. How many of you wake up coughing and hacking at night and you can't breathe and you just can't control your coughing? That's because of these cigarettes and what it's doing to your lungs. And again, I just want to reiterate the freedom that you're going to have in your life whenever you stop smoking. So on here, the key to being successful, number one key to being able to stop smoking is planning and understanding the addiction of smoking. The smoking addiction is a twofold process. It holds a physical and a mental routine on your brain. Referencing back to the commercial, your brain tells you, hey, we need to go smoke right now. So you go smoke. That's the addiction. If we look at a heroin addict, they shoot up 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And their brain is telling them, hey, I'm getting low, I need this high. So they go shoot up. It's the same thing with smoking. Your brain's telling you, hey, I haven't had a cigarette, we haven't had this visit with each other. It's time to go do that. So what's going to happen when you stop smoking? There are going to be some withdrawal symptoms. You might sweat, you might get hungry. A lot of people do experience weight gain whenever they stop smoking. And why is that? Because they fill their time with eating instead of smoking. A lot of people just have the habit of having something in their hand, so instead of smoking, they'll eat, and that causes their weight gain, which can lead to a whole nother realm of health issues. So you want to make yourself a checklist whenever you're wanting to stop smoking. Number one, you want to remember why you want to quit. Is it for yourself? Is it for your family? Is it for your child? Who's it for? Most importantly, I hope that it's for you, because this is your body and this is your health that you're affecting whenever you're smoking. You want to set a quit date. Make sure that you set a date that you want to be done smoking by. You want to identify your smoking triggers. As I said earlier, people, whenever they eat, as soon as they get done eating, they get up and go smoke. Find out what these triggers are that want to make you smoke, and get those under control and identify them, so that way you know whenever you do these actions, you're going to be able to control that urge and not go smoke. Choose the best way for you. There are several methods to be able to stop smoking. So you have to choose what's best for you and what's going to work for you. And it's going to help you be successful in your goal of stopping smoking. And find some support. It could be family, friend, mother, daughter, anyone. Just someone that you can talk to. Someone that's kind of like your advisor in AA almost. Someone that you can call and talk to, and they can talk you through these times that you want to. So on here we do have a timeline that I've provided here, and this is what happens between 20 minutes and 15 years of you stop smoking. Within 20 minutes of you not smoking, your heart rate and your blood pressure is going to decrease, and they're going to go back to a normal stage where they should be. 12 hours after you stop smoking, your carbon monoxide levels are going to return to normal. The chemicals that we put inside our bodies when we smoke is just unreal of what it's doing to your body, and the carbon monoxide levels just rise and rise and rise every time that you smoke. So 12 hours after you stop, those are going to start coming back down to a normal level, and you're going to start feeling that in your body. Within 1 to 9 months, your coughing and shortness of breath are going to decrease. So that's where your better sleep is going to come into place. You're going to be able to go to sleep at night and stay asleep the whole night and wake up the next morning and be rested. 1 year after you stop smoking, your cardiovascular disease, your chances of getting cardiovascular diseases cuts it by half. That's huge. And that's nothing but helping yourself. I mean, if you think about how many people do you know that have had heart diseases and heart attacks at the age of 30, 35, and 40? That's such a young age to have to suffer through those health issues. Some of those people don't make it through. Those heart issues and those heart attacks, they take their life. At 5 years, your cancer risks are cut by half. Now, I don't know about you, but I have experienced many people with cancer, and it's a hard, terrible disease to watch someone go through. And it's painful, it's agonizing, and it's just horrible for your family and friends to watch you go through that. So 5 years after you stop smoking, that's cut by half of you getting cancer from just smoking. 10 years down the road after you stop smoking, your risk of dying from lung cancer is cut by half. Think about that. That's 10 years down the road that your life is cut by half of the chances of dying from lung cancer. Then finally, 15 years down the road, your risk of coronary heart disease is that of a non-smoker. That's amazing. You're going to feel so much better. You're going to have so much more energy. You're going to be able to sleep. You're going to be healthier. It's just an overall great feeling for yourself to stop smoking. Now, there are several ways, as I said earlier, that you can stop smoking. You can go cold turkey, which about 90% of people that try to stop smoking try it without any kind of medication or therapy. Only 4 to 7% of those people are successful. I have known people to stop cold turkey, but that's hard. It's very difficult to do, and it's something that really I don't recommend for anyone to do. Secondly, you can build a plan. Pick a quit date, as I said earlier. That gives you time to prepare without losing your motivation. This gives you a date that you're working for. There's behavioral therapy that you can go to. With this, you work with a counselor to help you through this process, and they'll console you and they'll be there for you throughout your journey. There's also nicotine replacement therapy. You know, things like Nicorette gum, patches, things of that sort that will help you get that nicotine fix without actually getting the nicotine. There's medicine out there as well, Zyban and Chantix. Those work differently on people. If you're a medicine taker and you think that that's going to help you, by all means, check into it. And then there's combo treatments. You may use a couple of these. This will increase your success at quitting, such as using a gum and a patch. Those are going to help you because you're going to be getting that nicotine, you're going to be getting that fix without actually getting the nicotine. And lastly, I just want to talk about secondhand smoke. Not only is smoking affecting you, but it's affecting every single person that is around you. Think about whenever you're in the car and you're traveling down the road and you light up a cigarette. Think about sitting next to you as your 10-year-old child. What are they breathing? You are breathing the same oxygen. And whenever you're smoking and you're releasing those toxins and those poisons out into the air, that's what your child is breathing, and that's what's going into their lungs. We all like to think that we give our children good diets so we can, help maintain their weight, give them healthy food so they can grow and they can be strong and turn into wonderful, strong adults. What's smoking around them doing? The diet is blown out the window if you're smoking around your children. So, this is my plea to you. If you're smoking, consider your life, consider your children's lives, your family's life, your friends' lives, everyone around you, because smoking affects everyone that comes into your life. Whether you know it or not, just stop and think about it.